Hello guys, it's Fifa and the Arsenal HD here, and welcome to my Grimsby Town career mode for FIFA 17. This year I'll try and make myself upload a lot more often than last year. Last year I only uploaded twice. School got in the middle of it, but here you see we accept our invite. I named myself Arsene Jr., obviously referencing Arsene Wenger, the Arsenal manager who's now spent 20 years at the club. We go to the tournament with the most prize money, 1,300,000, and what I'm going to do is that this, in my opinion, is the worst team in League 2, the 4th tier of English football. It is pretty much the worst. When you clear out so much deadwood and replace these players with a young, fresh talent who can bring us up the divisions, they don't really have many expectations of us as manager. We only asked to be in mid-table, I think, and there's not really that much financial restraints, or it's not really that much, to be honest. No pressure at all. It's just see how we go. And here we go. I look at the scout reports. I'm interested in this Lloyd Kelly guy, the left back from Bristol. He looks like a decent talent. And obviously this is a post commentary. If you want me to do live commentaries, please tell me in the comments below. I'm really interested to your feedback. Now here, look at the players. The squad is it's really not up to scratch, and if this was in real life or even on Football Manager, a game which is more realistic, these guys would probably get relegated. I'm not sure how they're doing in real life. I'd probably check that up, to be honest, but this Comley guy is probably their best player. 61 rated, age 20. I don't really go through a lot of them because I know that I won't really be using all of them, because I've got a lot of players that I'd like to bring in. My goals for this series, I'd like to take this team to the Premier League, of course, and first goal is to replace the squad and get in some decent players, because most of these players are unplayable with them. This Max Wright, he's got 68 pace, that's pretty much it. This Andy Warrington, I'm going to kind of keep him as a cult hero. He's 40 years old. You'll see in a few minutes I gave him a 4-year deal that he signed just as a bit of a joke, see how long he stays in the game for. I'm not sure if it's a joke or if it's an experiment, but it's quite a funny experiment, to be honest. Hopefully it turns out well. I'll be interested in loaning a few players from the Premier League or the Championship. Usually they give in a good quality and a lot of energy. I find that technical skills aren't extremely important in this league, but it's more about your physicality. So I'll probably sign players and use players with a lot of pace and strength, as it's extremely useful against the legendary AI. I'm not using any sliders. Just please trust me with that. Sliders, I just don't like using them, even though if it makes it harder. I'm not the best FIFA player, but I like using legendary as it gives me a massive challenge. And I didn't use any of the EASFC catalog boosts or any of that. Again, I'm trying to make this an extremely challenging career mode. Now we're looking through the transfer values and the wages that all our players are on. Again, I'm trying to release some of the deadwood, just looking at the wages and all that, putting players on the loan list or the transfer list. As I said, I'm looking to bring in a few of my own names to contribute to our successes in this league. I feel like we need to loan players on 2-year loan deals and all that. Our fullbacks and defence, look, we've got no cover in positions, and we'll have to bring in a lot of depth. As I said earlier, this Lloyd Kelly guy interested me. The 71 to 81 acceleration was very decent to look at for me, because as I said, I like using physical players in this league. It helps you get out of it alright. It takes up a lot of stamina too, so never bad to have a lot of stamina on your side. Also, if you guys want me to, if you guys like Ultimate Team, then I'll also put out a bit of Ultimate Team content, a bit of trading, maybe a bit of pack openings, whatever you guys want to see, I'll do it for you. I've been trading a lot so far, and I've got a few 100,000 coins, which I just wasted on packs. So yeah, might have to do that again. It's annoying. I might have to do a trading to 100 to 500,000 coins series or something. Okay, now I'm looking at the contract lengths of all the players. As I said earlier, I would like to give this Warrington guy a contract extension. You guys can write in the comments what you want me to do with him, because I'm quite interested to see how long he can last in the game, to be honest. Because you'll see, he actually signed the 4-year deal. So I think he actually thinks he can play for 4 more years. But we'll see how that turns out. It's it's quite interesting. This thing's got this career mode ball with many factors in it, because I could go one way and start a youth academy. I can go one way and just buy players and sell them on for more, and I can go one way and just keep the same team and just go for glory, pretty much. It's a very flexible career mode, and of course I'll kind of make this a bit interactive for you guys. If you guys can tell me what you want to do, and I'll see. Like, I don't want to just do this alone. There's no fun in that. The training, I don't really care too much about the training. Last year I found the training far too overpowered. I got Jack Butland and Dele Alli to 99 rated with 100 stamina. It's just not very, it's a bit overpowered. We've got no promising players in our squad as of yet, so I'm just putting young players onto it, see if they can improve. Just putting on the hard drills. Yeah, it's not something that I think EA have thought too much about. Like, they don't really care about the career mode experience. They care about the ultimate team experience, as it makes them the money. Yeah, it just makes them money. The whole thing's a scam. If you think about it, with the maths and the algorithms, it's all a scam. But that doesn't stop me from playing it, and it's just addictive, isn't it? But it's nice to relax and play a bit of single player every now and then, and the career modes will never get old, to be honest. See, no one really very impressive in the training. It's all a bit boring. And for the pre-season friendlies, I usually just sim them. I couldn't really care less, especially because I'm not gonna buy a lot of players with cash. I'll probably loan them. But this Lloyd Kelly guy, you'll see, I'm very interested in him, and I'll make a bid, and hopefully it gets accepted. 110,000. We'll see what happens, but I think that he'll be a decent signing. He's only 17 and he's quite pacey. It's quite amazing. So now I'm just going to fast forward a lot of this. We start the International Cup, which I said I will be simulating. We win our first game 3-0 against Shamrock Rovers in the Irish League. Probably the worst league on the game, to be honest. Yeah. Our bid's rejected, but we just up it by 30 grand, and then we signed Lloyd Kelly for 140 grand. We'll see. He's 17, and I think he's 57 rated or something like that. I think he's decent. He definitely contributes to our squad quite well. And yeah, we now go through all the games, and now you'll see I start to develop my interest in quite a few Premier League youngsters. Brannigan from Liverpool, Sinclair from Watford, but they're a bit too expensive. Also, I was interested in Chuba Akpom. Sorry, my microphone fell out there. I was interested in Chuba Akpom from Arsenal, but he was a lot too expensive too in terms of wages. Also, Christian Bielik, who I ended up signing on a 2-year loan deal. He's a very good young player for Arsenal. He used to be a defensive midfielder, but now he's a centre-back. But I will play him in midfield because he's a very composed presence on the ball. As you see, I'm looking him up here. He's only 18, but he's decent. Also, I was looking at Zelalem, or Gedeon Zelalem, American/German player for Arsenal, was on loan at Rangers last year. Also very decent, but also a bit too expensive. Yeah, I'm just looking at players I can sign on loan, to be honest. And I get knocked out of the International Cup here as I lose to Silkeborg. The board come up with the default message after saying, although we're disappointed, it's okay, blah blah blah, about the International Cup. Yep, now we're training our players. We signed Bielik, which I think will be a massive signing for us. I think now we're not fast forwarding anymore, because just to read the emails, blah blah blah, the default message, I don't know why it says it, it's just annoying. Yeah, so now what's happening is that we just fast forward and see what we can do in the market for the start of a season, which starts in a few weeks. I check browse jobs because I'm just interested if there are any openings. I'm not going to leave, I'm just checking, to be honest. I also look at these because we need some squad depth. I'm interested in this guy, Illich, who looks okay. Yeah, he looks decent, and I'm looking to sign him, so I put in 1,800 as a contract offer of him as a squad rotation player. Let's see what his response is. Yeah, it looks decent. I look down here for more players that could be useful to us in this moment in time. I know Alan, he's like 55 rated. I don't think he's good enough at the moment, although pretty much anyone's good enough at this moment. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense what I'm saying, but I think you know what I mean. Not worth wasting my time on. Yeah, these are some of the players I'm interested in, but I don't move for all of them, as some I think are too far-fetched to move to a League 2 side. Yeah. It's a shame that they don't have a concept of relegation from League 2 on this game, because there's not really that much pressure. There's only promotion to really aim to, and you can't really, there's nothing, it's hard to get sacked. Jerome Sinclair is decent, he's pacey. Luke Garbutt, definitely far too good for us. Probably good enough for the Premier League. Made a few games for Everton last season. Yeah. Just looking for any good names. We've got Crowley, ArsenalHD, but he's at Oxford United. I look to see if I can do anything with the deal, because I know he does have some decent potential. But nah, I think it gets rejected as he's on loan, and it will cost a lot of money to bring him from Arsenal, because they keep their prize talents extremely well. Yeah, we sim forward. Yep, the Daniel Crowley inquiry is rejected completely. And yeah, it's very hard as a League 2 side to get these things, and we get a response from Zerjiko Ilic, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He wants 2,100 as a weight, 2,100 pounds, and I think a higher squad roll too. I'm just gonna up the squad roll. That's what I'll do, and we'll see if he comes back and accepts the contract offer. We advance, and yeah, nothing really happens, to be honest. We're nearly at the end of July, nearly at the start of August. Yep, we received it, and he wants us to up his wages. As you see, I'm being an absolute idiot, and I can't remember to press triangle. I'm just pushing the left trigger left and right. Yeah, I sometimes have these complete days where I just can't think whatsoever, as you can see here, and then I finally remember that you're able to press triangle and customize the amount. And I give him important first team player, and I think he's going to accept this contract offer, and he'll be a very good addition to the side. And we advance. We also do the player training. As I said before, I really just don't care what happens as long as they don't fail. And one probably no, they don't. That's actually quite an impressive performance from Bogle and Conley. Bogle's actually quite promising too. He's already gone up 2 ratings through this. Just needs to improve his finishing. He is quite pacey. We advance. I do talk quite quickly, so if you want me to talk a bit slower, then tell me in the comments below. Yeah, yeah, contract offer accepted, which is decent, from Ilic, 59 rated. That's okay. He'll definitely be good for us. He's promising according to my scout, and he's 6 foot, so a decent aerial presence on him. He can win the ball in the air, and I think definitely he offers us a new dimension up front. Yeah, also Christian Oxlade-Chamberlain, Alex's brother. He's also quite decent on this game, although he doesn't have the highest starting rating. He is quite tall and can be a bit of a presence in midfield. He is a Football Manager god, by the way. If you're in lower league in Football Manager and you want to get someone who's got a decent potential, go Christian Oxlade-Chamberlain. Ben Davies, our 34-year-old right back, now 35. He might be retiring at the end of the year. Do I care? No, I don't care. I really don't, because by then we'll have far many more players, so he won't be needed at all. Yeah, Ilic is signed. Yep, he'll be decent for us. It's really good. Now I'm just seeing how I can fit these guys in my team. As I said before, Bielik will probably play midfield for me. He's just got a few decent stats, 3-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves. I don't really use skills that much, but they're good to have. Yeah, I'm looking at formations we can play. I'm usually I'm not a fan of the 4-4-2. I find it offers nothing, like absolutely nothing. It's just nothing. It's boring. I like a bit of variation. 4-2-3-1's decent. Yeah, I'm not sure what we end up with, but I think it's 4-2-3-1 for the first game, and we'll see how it goes. Like, we need to have, I want to have a tall striker at the front and a smaller one at the centre forward position, the second striker, the attacking midfielder, the number 10, whatever you want to call it, the Mesut Ozil role. Yeah, a lot of names. I want that guy to be quite short, one who can play it through to our pacey striker at the front, who's also quite tall. That's what I think Illich can be, even Bogle, they're all decent. We've got Chambers on the right, he's pacey, Vose is too. Bielik composed in midfield. Boyce is actually quite a decent centre-back. Davies too, but Davies might be retiring. So this team isn't as bad as I make it out to be, but it's not up to the level. It was a non-league team last year, so it's kind of just made its way into League 2 and is loaning players from other sides, if I'm right. I hope I'm right, to be honest. So now we're going to fast forward all the way to the first game, which I think is against Barnet. I'm not sure where they are usually on the table. I think they're mid-table. We do a bit of training. Comley's growing quite nicely. I think he's the most promising of our players. Behind him probably our striker Bogle, I think his name is. Yeah, so I'm just looking through the player stats, deciding how we should play. I haven't really decided any custom tactics yet. I just want to see how the teams play. I like playing with good wingers in terms of physicality, which Chambers looks really good with, so I'm quite happy with that. Looking to have a lot of pace come off the bench, which our players seem to have a lot of. We've got a striker called Brown, he's 48 rated, has quite a lot of pace on him, and we'll see how he goes. Yeah. So now we've stopped fast forwarding, we're choosing our kits, going with the nice away kit, they're going with their home kit, we play on Legendary, let's go. I want you guys to see all the, so now I'm just gonna put the commentary on and the audio on, so you guys can see what it's like at the start of the new FIFA in terms of the gameplay. I'm making this really dramatic and it's really cringy, but just stay with me guys. 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Hello everyone, Martin Tyler here, Alan Smith with me as usual. Big welcome to you to today's game. Barnet in our featured game against Grimsby Town.
Wonderful to be back, first day of the season, nothing like it. And this home team, I don't know what their feelings will be, how confident they are. For me, I think they're probably heading for a mid-table finish when you look at the talent down there. And they're coming up against a side that's probably not going to trouble the silverware places, but for me, they're a mid-table team. I don't think they're going to go down. I've got too many good players for that, but maybe one of those consolidating seasons.
Now you've got your chance to check on the lineup for the home team, with an emphasis maybe on getting into the game, not getting out of the game before it's 20 minutes or so. They want to start solidly with those two holding midfield players.
Yeah, don't lose the match before really you've worked your way into it. I think that's probably the message in their dressing room, and it's reflected in that shape that we see.
This is how the visitors will line up today. The kind of players that we expect, the kind of performances we expect from the individuals trying to make this formation work.
Yeah, I mean, it can at first glance look cautious, but it just depends on the attitude of the players out there. And once they've got a foothold in this game, they can get a little bit more adventurous and push on.
Thank you, enjoy the game.
Well, he's looked, the manager, at what they need in the transfer market, and he's decided that a strong central defender is what's required, and here he is making his debut.
Yeah, they conceded 1 or 2 sloppy goals, I thought, last season particularly, and in an effort to stop that, he brings in this player who might just be able to plug some gaps.
Okay guys, we're back, ready for the kick-off of our first game of the season in League 2 against Barnet. As you saw, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith were talking about how they thought that this year we'd have a bit of a consolidation season in the league, and I'd have to agree with that. At the best our side can really hope for is the top of mid-table, but on this game it's very unrealistic. You could get promotion with these boys, so I like to play possession style, but that driven ball has gone wrong. Tell me if you want me to do the whole game or the highlights. I'm pretty much only going to do the highlights for this game, but we'll see how it goes, okay?
And just as well. The approach play looked very encouraging after all.
Their keeper Stevens is taking a goal kick. We've been pushing them quite hard, but we're still susceptible in the counter. We might get hold back, but Comley's on the ball, plays it back to Chambers to Bielik to Summerfield. Bielik's very comfortable on the ball, as you can see. To Bogle, plays it through to Conley, but an attempted tackle goes wrong and Summerfield picks it up. Plays it back to Bielik, who's in a bit of space, can switch it across but lost a bit of balance. It's Bogle on the ball, plays it out to Davies, might look to cross it but no one's in the box, so he plays it back to Bogle, our striker, to Chambers, tries to play 1-2 with Summerfield but the ball gets tackled out. Good play from our boys, putting them under pressure. Vose crosses it in, Chambers gets a head on it, but you wouldn't like a winger. You'd prefer a striker in that, having that chance, wouldn't you? Wingers usually don't have the best heading ability, do they? Yeah, but straight away from there, we lose the ball in midfield, but we win it back through Collins. He plays it into the wing to Vose, plays 1-2 back to Collins, to Comley, our most promising midfielder. Bielik, who's very composed, to Davies on the wing, back inside to Chambers, who's got pace, but he doesn't use it. He plays it to Summerfield, who finds a great ball to Vose, who tries to cut in on his stronger right foot. He does a fake shot to try turn back, but it doesn't work. And this is when they're dangerous. We push up our men, but then we're susceptible. I can't pronounce it. You know what I mean? We're susceptible on the counter, as you guys see here. Nichols goes through. He's got quite a lot of pace, I can tell. He's also got a good cross on him, as we see, as he crosses into a Kinder, who scores, and it's the first goal we have conceded. I was angry, so you guys can't see a replay, but he headed it in. It was a good finish, and 1-0 down. It's a massive test of our character here. We'll have to kick the ball around, try and get some space and abuse it, because they're probably quite confident. We need to stay back, more defensive, and we can't keep on pushing up men when we keep on losing the ball. Chambers crosses it in, but Conley can't get on it, and Pearson clears it. We have so far been quite unlucky in this game, but it is quite a common pattern among versing the AI in the past few seasons. When they keep the ball, it's very hard to get it off them unless you play especially high pressure. But now our keeper plays it out. Now Bielik's on the ball and he plays a decent ball to Bogle, who'll try use his pace to get around his man. Plays it back to Summerfield, who creates space for Vose. Back to Bogle, to Vose, tries to cut back on his right, which is his major foot, if I haven't mentioned that already. Comley to Bielik, who plays it into Chambers, but a tackle goes in, and he tries to cross it, but it comes off Bogle's chest, and he comically tries to take a shot, but it backfires. Well, it doesn't backfire, but he stuffs it up, and the defender blocks it. But we regain possession, then we lose possession, then we regain possession. As we gain possession in midfield now, Collins, but we lose it. Yeah, we win it there. Now Comley on the ball, plays it through to Bogle, who sprints through with his pace, cuts back, plays a wonderful ball, but we can't seem to finish as the keeper keeps his angles covered. And from the corner, we deliver a basic corner into the middle, and we get a header up and a great save from the keeper, and they clear the ball.
Into quite a dangerous position now.
He tries to play it through, but it's quite casual as we lose the ball. Now they're open to attack, and that's a very incisive through ball. He takes a shot and smashes the outside of the post, then gets smashed towards our keeper, and then another follow-up shot. It didn't come off our keeper, and it smashed off the post. So it was a double save, and we are extremely lucky to still be out of that and only be at a 1-goal deficit. That was like 3 sitters in one go. 3 clear-cut chances that they should have finished off with ease. But in the rush of the game, I forgot to record the match stats, but it was, in terms of possession, I think they were dominating, and as well as shots, but I think in terms of the quality of shots, it was quite equal. It should have been more goals than one. We had like 2 sitters, they had quite a few too, and the game didn't really change. They continued to have the balance of the ball and the balance of possession, as you'll see from the highlights in this half. And yeah, we finally here have the first highlight of the second half. We tackle the ball in the midfield, we run up the wing. So far this half it has been quite boring. It's hard to get through their defence. We cross it in, and our striker Bogle heads it onto the post. Extremely unlucky, but he really should be doing better. No interference from the goalkeeper, it was straight onto the outside of the post. And we'll see here, Barnett will get the ball and attack, because they want to extend their lead. And our defence is extremely shaky. We don't have depth. Our players are running low on fitness. And they play the ball up, and run it in, and they'll cross it in. and they score. It's a great cross though, and it's just we didn't really have a disciplined performance, and you guys can probably see that I'm not the best defender, so hopefully I'll and my team will improve throughout the season and throughout the career mode. First performance, to be honest, we couldn't break down their defence, and it was quite a frustrating game, but at the end I don't think we deserved the point, and Barnet looks a decent side. They were solid in defence, they had a strong midfield, and they could attack with fluency, and they were very direct, which is very important in such a physical league. That striker, Akinde, or however you pronounce it, was an absolute beast, and my defence really couldn't keep him in their pocket. Final score, Barnet 2, Grimsby Town 0. Not the best performance for my first game, but we'll improve. And thank you for watching. If you like my content, please feel free to like and subscribe. And this year I'll definitely be making more. And yeah, I've already started producing some of the content.